Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Power Pack Into the Storm number 2 from 2024 in Marvel Comics. Now that all the preamble is settled, we begin our adventure with the 5 members of the Power Pack, the 4 Power Children and Franklin Richards, suddenly on the run from 2 sinister alien races, the Snarks and the Brood, alongside their old friend the Chimelian, Kofi Whitemane, and a new friend, the Snark Crown Princess Jinna, committed to steering her oft-maligned race toward the less warlike future. Power Pack at its best was a book about children fighting for peace in a universe at war, a staple of children's entertainment then and now, and in that context it's difficult to understand why Marvel has never made a bigger push for the concept, outside one failed TV pilot in the early 90s. In a world where even Cloak and Dagger had a TV show for 2 seasons, and the Runaways managed 3, the idea that Marvel would fail to exploit their most unabashedly kid-friendly property seems both anomalous and also fitting for a company that often struggles to recognize their core competencies. In any event, Simonson and Brigman lose no time in getting back to the meat of what makes the book work. Fun sci-fi adventure with a tight family of kids bouncing through a universe that wants to kill them. While fleeing from the Snarks and the Brood, the Power Pack find themselves on a planet filled with giant amoeba-like predators, multicolored blobs with teeth. Colorist Nolan Woodard hits the sequence out of the park, and you can't help but think Brigman is enjoying the opportunity to cut loose on some really gnarly fantasy monsters, as opposed to the slightly less gnarly fantasy monsters who menace Mary Worth. Brigman hasn't missed a step and remains an essential artist to watch. Meanwhile, as the Power Pack dodge alien marauders and giant predators in outer space, Franklin arrives at the X-Mansion to locate the series' guest star, the titular Storm. She's in her punk phase here, but still has her powers, a brief span of time in X-Men history that overlaps barely with the Power Pack's own existence. Probably best not to think about it too hard.